All right, hello. Let's see. Per usual, I was going to do my audio check. In tonight's video, I'm going to look at a couple of stocks. I know I promised that I would also take a look at AMC for you guys, so I'll do that. And we're going to talk a bit about Dogecoin. So I promise I won't be long tonight. I'm going to do some research for some videos for tomorrow. So I'll do my best to have this done within a timely manner. So just let me know in the chat if you can hear me, and then I will get started on where we are now. Okay, perfect. All right. Glad you guys can hear me. Okay. So if you looked at my videos from the other day, I was talking about why we've seen Dogecoin go down. Pretty much we've seen like the resistance levels of our moving averages, and we've seen a spike in the shorts as well, which is normal. We know. Oh, they were killing me last night. I haven't found a mod yet for the channel, so that's why I'm going to be quick until I start modding the channel, and so that they don't come in and try and like take over the chat or anything again. So I'm going to try and find a mod for the channel, but it's been absolutely crazy. And I did take a look at Vault when we got off, and it's absolute trash. It's like, I don't know, like it looks like a rug pull in the making to me. Matter of fact, let's do this. Vault Inu. What is that? Like, what is that? Jesus Christ. And they were going to destroy my oh my God. You saying it works? No, I hope nobody. I wouldn't even. Oh my God, whatever. I'm not even gonna. Let me just take that off of my screen. Like, it's ridiculous. But if you looked at my video from the other day, you'll know that I was talking about the shorts. But they're pretty much charting almost aligning exactly with what Dogecoin is movement. And we know that in order for Dogecoin to have a spike, we're going to have to go across that are pretty much our 200-day moving average, which will be the purple line on the Doge chart, and I'll show you that in a moment. But we'll see here that this spike, this green spike that we have here, that's pretty much the resistance that stopped Dogecoin, that pushed Dogecoin down from around 22 cents. That's where they were really pumping the brakes. And you see now that we're having some more resistance, not a lot, but they really turned it up to pretty much kill the momentum that we were seeing around this is like around the Tesla announcement. Let's see here. Go back to Doge USD. Why I keep typing USA. Yeah. So this is pretty much our reach when we're coming up around like that 22 cent mark, and you'll see that short spike is aligning just with this. So pretty much they're literally trying to push it down. In order for us to come up here and test this 33 cents mark that we've done historically when we rally below our 50-day and 21-day moving average, we're going to have to touch this 200-day moving average. And we have to break that line of resistance in order for us to do this run, because after that, it's pretty much a gap up. And apparently the people who, I guess you can say shorts, or people who hate Dogecoin, they don't want to see that happen. So they are turning it up in order to keep Dogecoin trending the opposite way. The unique thing is we bounced off of this line before, exactly where we are now. We historically bounce off of this 1675. So if you look right here, you'll see this is where we are right now. You see we've touched it before. We've had a bounce. We've touched it here, had a bounce. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And then back here in July of last year, this is the first time we had that run up to the 33, 34 cents before we got rejected. We also hit this range, and that started our trajectory to go upward. We have the catalyst and the momentum, so I think that we are going to still have an opportunity to make that run prior to any of the bigger catalysts coming in. Granted, if nothing bigger happens with the economy or anything, but we are in great shape. I just wanted to let you guys know what we are pretty much looking at in order to make that run here. But as far as for the ranges that we have, let me change the comment section because it is a rug pull. It sure is trash, absolute trash. It's one of the worst things I've looked at in a long time. Let's see. I'm going to take a look here. I just spent so much investing the last couple of months with Dogecoin at 30 will feel so good. If it returns to an all-time high, I'm going to celebrate big. Buy the fear on this now while you can. Yeah, we are. Matter of fact, let me put some lines here. Well, I guess you don't need to. Yeah, this red dotted line here is the ones that I'm referring to. Let me see. I know what you guys need. You guys need more lines. So I'm going to circle here, here, here. We got a breakdown here because we had a big rally up, but we did drop below it. So I guess you can kind of say this area. But typically, we've gotten many bounces off of this area. We've broken it a couple of times, but we normally get a bounce from this area right here of around, I guess you can say 1676. We don't always have to go that low before we catch momentum, but initially coming off of the big bull run, which is this first decline right here, this is where we bounced and started that run up to test the resistance line. I'm optimistic just because just looking at the charts, typically when we have that dip overall below the 21-day and the 50-day, that's when we have our bull run. So we dipped below it here and we came up and we tested it above it. And pretty much this is what happens. And why I say we have to cross that 200-day moving average is because we made it across the 21-day, the 50-day, but we didn't get to the 200 because we didn't have the momentum. And then so we started a downward trajectory again. We just started hugging the line. But in order for us to hit that, that 33, 34 cents, we're going to have to cross this 200-day moving average. That's this purple line right here. This 24 cents is really good. And after that, historically, it's normally just a gap up from there. We usually get big green bars on that run. So the shorts, it looks like they are being very proactive and trying to kill momentum and stuff to get it going the opposite direction. So let me take a look here. I feel like exchanges, hold on, let me pull back. Thank you, Brandon. Let's see. I feel like exchanges coordinated a buy at 5 cents, Coinbase, etc., to pump to 74 cents, and the same with Shiba, Robinhood, and create the FOMO. Retail didn't make those go 20 billion in a week. Yeah, retail. Yeah. So, and it's great that you're looking at those numbers. It's one of the catalysts I look at to see motivation behind certain movements in the market. And yeah, exchanges purchase them, institutions purchase them. They've really been running wild in the market for like the last year. It's one of the reasons the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, he said the crypto market is like the Wild West. The institutions have been having a blast in the markets as far as for jumping like in and out of certain cryptos and just pretty much swinging them, which is why I'm interested to see after like the March, April, and the Fed adjustment. And I know they're going to have to rebalance their portfolios to see what the actual market looks like. Them pumping coins, even Bitcoin. That's one of the reasons why I believe that Bitcoin is going to touch around like 20K, because I'll take a look at the chart in a moment as well. But when you look at Bitcoin and some of these other coins, and it'll touch 20K if the Fed raises the interest rates in March or April like they're planning to. But if you look at the overall market, we've been getting 120 billion a month for over a year. The markets are literally inflated with government money. So we actually, the bull run, Bitcoin, et cetera, or the entire crypto market really running to 62,000 and setting historic records and stuff like that. That's not, I'm not gonna say it's not natural, but it certainly had help. it wasn't. We know that in the middle of a pandemic, I mean, the market overall, because that you can't have job losses, people getting PPP loans and government assistance, all that kind of stuff like that, and then the market's going insane. The housing market setting records. It doesn't add up. We know that that's government injections into the market. So the question is, what does Bitcoin look like if it's no longer getting injected monthly with money? What does the crypto market look like? Because we know the crypto market trails Bitcoin. So that's kind of like what we have to look for. Long term, yeah, I believe all of these coins, the coins, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, I believe they're going to do well and they're going to hit those numbers and stuff. Again, Doge certainly has the catalyst for it. BTC has the scarcity value, institutional favorite. On the next cycle, it's going to pump again and run, just as always. But you have to keep your eye on the institutions and the money. I completely agree with that. Like, it's not, what was it, in July when we had the initial correction in the market, what Bitcoin went down, Bitcoin alone, not even the rest of the crypto market, went down 600 billion in 2 days. Like, did retail profit 600 billion in 2 days? Like, in December 2nd and 3rd, I want to say that it was between 200 and 300 million. That was retail. Like, so it's really great that you're looking at that, Brandon. That is one of the main catalysts I look at too when I'm deciding direction and intentions behind these movements, because you'll find out just how much of the market that institutions actually control. Dogecoin operates, sometimes it breaks that just because of our high number of retailers that are in Doge. So if you have something like the Tesla announcement or some of these other catalysts that are coming up, you may see Dogecoin and Bitcoin going opposite directions, just because of, not necessarily because we have so much money, but just because the volume and the amount of people in there collectively, we have enough money to have it kind of move against the cycle. But long term and it hitting those big numbers, yeah, that's institutions. So great observation, Brandon, and thanks for the super chat as well. You're awesome, man. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you. Is it going to be March or October for Doge One? I keep hearing different months. I'm sorry, I have not checked to verify that. Last I personally heard was, and what I've read was March. I've seen a bunch of stuff for October and some videos, but I haven't checked personally and laid eyes on it for myself. So I'm not going to say that's the case until I personally see it myself. But I know that it is, based off of both of the timeframes that I've seen, it's this year. I can say that, but I don't want to put the wrong information out there because I haven't verified it yet with my own eyes. So, but I do know there's a lot of information out there saying it's going to be in October, but I can't honestly answer that. Let's see. Not hate on Doge, but AOG at 72 will be 100 by the end of the year. Okay, not sure what AOG is. My exit date is April 13th, no matter what the price is. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Let's see, but yeah, I mean, as long as you have your dates and your concrete to it, if you're happy, I'm happy. But so at least you have a plan. So that's actually great. Let's see here. Oh, and let me do something here because I know I'm going to invite you guys because I'm doing a small group test with my Discord. So I did a public one as well. So I'm going to put it in the chat for you if you guys are interested. This is the link to my public Discord. So let's put that in the chat. Let's see. Hey, here, Matt Walsh. Thank you. I appreciate you for stopping by. Just buy the dip. If it dips more, buy it. Set limit buys. Why Dogecoin didn't increase after Elon's announcement. I'm not sure what announcement you're speaking of, but if you're talking about the Tesla merch announcement, it did have its run. We had some shorts kind of come in and literally increase it. And again, they can look at the numbers the same way that I see the number. see the numbers. So they know that if they know that they are looking to pretty much stop Dogecoin from hitting here, because once you hit here, it is this 200-day moving average. This it's declined a little bit here around 23, but historically 23, 24 cents. It's that run up to 33 cents. And after that, if you break that, this is fair game here. And the next stop would be around 44, 45 cents. So you'll see those spikes in shorts, because again, there's a lot of people, especially you have institutions who've already chosen their favorite, like Bitcoin, that when Dogecoin goes on these rallies, they're going to come out of the woodwork and try and hit Doge really hard to get it trending the other way. So, but we know what's up, and you just kind of gotta keep in mind with that. Shorts is nothing new. It happens in the stock market and stuff all the time. It's at this point, basically it's a part of the game. Doge to the moon. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you a lot, Alex. Yeah, definitely like the video if you have an opportunity to. Let's see. AMC. Tesla merch sold out. Okay, so AMC. All right, I said I was going to cover AMC, and I haven't touched it in a while. And I do believe AMC and Doge, especially after the AMC situation is over, I believe that we're going to, have a rally with Dogecoin as well. So if you look at AMC, I was speaking with my group here, and I wanted to, let me just do the 1 year. Oops. So when it comes down to AMC, I think that this historic line here over where we closed out on Friday, 20.44, this is a really important time as far as for Dogecoin, for AMC, because the shorts typically they piled in at right around this number. This is where the greatest amount came in. The shorts came in back in January of last year. Let's just say last year in general, because shorts came in all throughout the year last year. But this is where we got that initial knockdown back to like around $5 or so. A lot of the shorts are below this number here. So I believe, in my opinion, it's going to be like around like 15 or so that they're trying to get it, so that they can use, I checked the numbers yesterday. I want to say they have 6.2 million shares to borrow. So get it to around 15, start dumping those shares, get it as far as you can back in this range to where you guys really increase the shorts. So that way you are breaking even on some of them. While it's down this low, take out options, right? $25, $30 options. It's this low, you're breaking even on some of them. When you do start to cover, it shoots up, you have your rally, but you have options for around 25 or $30. So you don't have to immediately start competing in the market to start removing some of those shares. That to me makes the most sense. And that's why I believe that we are similarly going to have that rally relatively soon. That to me makes the most sense. And then also, if you want to look at Adam's theory or just the chart mirroring itself, if you take the areas here that I have circled, you'll see that you can, other words for this could be like algorithmic trading or something like that. But if you take the areas that I have circled here, you'll see almost an identical pattern, which is here. So I just want you guys to take a look. Look right here and look right here. This is February of last year compared to July, right? This is coming off of the big consolidation. Then you have your decline. And then what do you have? You have your rise here, a little sideways movement, but still stair-stepping up. Then your bigger decline. Same thing here. Then you have your decline, your sideways trend, your swoop underneath, the 21-day and the 50-day. Same thing here. Your sideways decline, your swoop underneath the 21, 50-day, your move up, and you start to decline over again. And then we're here, which I believe is somewhere in this range. So which means that we're probably going to have another spike up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but probably have another spike up. We have the decline back into the teens. And then if this is going to repeat, that should start the next cycle, which aligns with me believing that they're trying to get it to around like 15 bucks to get it in the range of a lot of those shorts where they killed the momentum from when it was first 20 bucks and they took it back down to around 5 because that kind of sweeps the market a little bit. Let's see here. I'm going back through the comments here. So I just wanted to touch AMC. Robinhood needs to release the wallets. Yep, the Robinhood does, especially before AMC. Robinhood needs to absolutely release those wallets. We need, I made a video like a couple days ago saying free Dogecoin. So it definitely needs to be released so that way we can just have access and have Dogecoin be fluid. How long do you see this recover and rise to last for Doge? I think that because, matter of fact, let me pull up Bitcoin here. When you look at what we have here with Bitcoin, I'm looking at my biggest catalyst as far as for longevity and the overall timing of the market. That's really heavily linked to the Fed's interest rate and whether or not we're going to see institutions rebalance their portfolios. So unfortunately, we're not going to have a concrete answer on that until the end of Q1, March, April. The catalyst that we have for Doge, it's going to give us spikes, like kind of what we saw with the Tesla news, but sustainability and stability, those catalysts or Elon tweet, it's not going to turn, a consolation or a bear market into a bull one, right? So we're going to have these spikes probably with each of these announcements, but timing it, we're going to have to wait and see where the interest rates are going, because Bitcoin here is still, pretty much dodging all of its moving averages and literally swinging below its 21-day moving average now. Because normally it would come up and kind of like touch it or kiss it at least, but now we see it's literally getting a break to trend down to the downside here, which is very interesting because if you look here, let's see where we are now. If we break here, then we're looking at around 29,000. So that's why you see that you'll see a lot of videos coming out today being like, okay, what's going on with Bitcoin, blah, 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 stuff like that. Where we are right here, we are very crucial. We know that it's not just Dogecoin. We know that the crypto market in general trends with Bitcoin. So where we are now is very crucial, these two lines. And if you've been following me, you know that's why I don't just put out information and just say, every day, Dogecoin to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon. I'm aware that there are cycles. So I know that when you have to look at both sides of it and try and create a range so that you can have your best entries and stuff like that, which is why I say historically, if we have this information come out with the Fed or Bitcoin takes a more aggressive decline, we're looking at 12 cents. And if we break that, 6. So it just really just depends on what's going to happen with that interest rate. But, tracking Bitcoin, you can kind of get an idea of where we're headed. And we really need to see probably tomorrow, I say tomorrow, like around open until noon on East Coast time, we're going to get an idea of where we're going to be headed, because this is a very crucial point here to see if we're going to get that break to the downside. So when there was a rejection here back in December, this area here. Sorry, I'm just drawing everywhere. Hope you guys are following this, but yeah, so we did get a rejection from this point back in December, and a little rally, but pretty much it literally started to descend again. and now we're back here less than a month. So this is, they can make all the bullish videos they want. This is literally, you have that like the little pumps coming in, but this is not. I won't say it just looks like a consolidation to me. It's not a bullish chart, or it's not looking bullish to me, especially it's swinging below its 21-day moving average and literally declining below it. And it comes up and touches it and then immediately starts declining below it again, because literally it's been declining below it since November. The last time we were really above the 21-day moving average was, I guess we touched above it here, but really was around November 16th. And we've been literally like in this retraction period ever since. We come up and touch it and then do our swings, and we're bouncing off of this, what is this 42,096 floor. So where if we get a break to the downside and the Bitcoin this week again, basically wide open space here, no support at all, where it can get pretty nasty in the short term. So how long? That's a tough question. And what you necessarily mean by recover? These catalysts and stuff. Again, Dogecoin has a high number of retail investors, so we can go against the grain, like what we saw with the Tesla announcement, and Bitcoin was going the opposite direction. But as of right now, because of all the different variables out there, I wouldn't necessarily focus so much on trying to time it. Just know that these catalysts are adding padding, to the floor for Dogecoin to pretty much make us a contender when the market absolutely turns around. Because these numbers in the short term, you kind of get an idea so that you can say, okay, let me try and plan my entries. But Bitcoin, even at its peak, all these numbers and stuff, Bitcoin will see these numbers greater again. The market will turn around. This is just short-term catalyst here. So, if you're long-term in Doge, I wouldn't try and time it. But if you're short-term, I'd say it really just depends on the Fed and the interest rate. This could, rally back up, if the money doesn't leave the market. But you have to hang on and try and keep your ear to the ground until we have this certainty at around the end of Q1. So I know that was a really long answer, but I wanted to explain why instead of just saying, it's some variables to it. So I hope that made sense for you. I just had to verify to enter your Discord. Yes, I do have verification on the Discord, because there are way too many bots on here and people pretending to be me and doing WhatsApp and private services and all that kind of stuff like that. So I don't want the Discord overran with foolishness. So I do have, depending on how long you've had your Discord account, there is a verification process, just so that I don't have 10,000 bots in the Discord. Let's see. It's all about Doge right now. Everyone else will get their shot, but the best community with the best promoter and the richest man in the world with the ETC co-founder with Shark Tank millionaire Mark. That pretty much sums it up. That was a great comment. 30,000 Bitcoin. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. Yeah, and I believe it's going lower than that. That chart is not looking good, man. It is not looking good. Let's see. I think Dogecoin should start a Twitter campaign to get Steam to accept Doge. Yeah, I think that at least in the short term, I think the biggest thing for us would be to get to make sure that we keep that same energy we have with Elon projects, with the Tesla merch, with AMC. I was speaking with someone today, and I was saying that how important it is for us to make sure that we really show up for a company or institution that's not attached to Elon. This is going to be our biggest credibility with expanding into other businesses and having utility. Because if you're like a larger institution, let's say like a Walmart or something like that, I'll be like, okay, well, why should we go through the trouble of trying to integrate Dogecoin? You'd be like, oh, well, look at what we did with Tesla merge. And they're like, yeah, of course, that's directed to Elon. So what we need is that home run that's not a company that's ran by Elon to be like, look, no matter where, whoever accepts Dogecoin, the community supports. It doesn't matter if it's Elon or if it's not Elon. If you want to have, if you're looking to expand in the crypto market and start, that adaption and other methods of payments, get those transaction fees down and stuff like that, Dogecoin is your coin. That's what we need to focus on in the short term. But yeah, starting like Twitters and stuff like that, or even polls for different businesses to kind of look into it. We can never go wrong with that, because ultimately that's how we got the AMC partnership with Adam Aaron and stuff like that, was pretty much through a Twitter poll. He put the poll out there, and it was the largest response he's ever gotten. So if we keep that same energy, this is why we're going to ultimately win in the long term. Let's see. I'm a foreigner and need subtitles. Thank you. I actually don't know how to do that on this program, because I'm filming through another program into YouTube. So I actually don't know how to put subtitles in the actual live. I'll put that, matter of fact, I'll put that in, because I do have a lot of people who are actually not in the US. I'll put that in my notes. That's something I can look for to see if I can figure out how to do. So, but as of right now, sorry about that. I don't know how to do that now. So it would take a lot of time to actually do it in the live. So I'm sorry about that. I think the 20s is also a big possibility. Kiyosaki said he'd go back into BTC at 20,000. Yeah, love Robert. Yeah. And just looking at the charts here, I think that Bitcoin, matter of fact, let me zoom in, because I was looking at the charts the other day. Let me see, is this still 1 year? Yeah. Right. So the breakdown here is, depending on what happens, we have this resistance level. This is pretty much where I was circling earlier. The breakdown here would be like around 31,000, 30,000. And this is the issue a lot of times that you have when you have gap ups, because people typically, when you have these gap ups or these moonshots, people like to be like, oh, it's going to consolidate at those higher levels, and if it corrects, it's a bad thing. When you have these gap ups, you have to ask yourself, okay, is there any support within the last 20 to 50% of this coin? The answer is no. You have to ask yourself, okay, who controls the coin? Is this a bunch of individuals, or is this a few whales, institutions that control the coin? If you look at these numbers here, this is billions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars on this shoot up here. I'm not saying retail doesn't own Bitcoin. They do, but everybody on this chat can agree to where this money came from. So when you have your breakdown, you have these gap ups here, because this support level is pretty much the correction that not the correction, but the consolidation, the brief consolidation that we got in January of last year, which is also where we kissed from in July, which is why this level we're at right now is so important, because we bounced off of this level twice. So if everything goes well and we get that breakdown to around $30,000, you'll get a bounce. But if that does not hold up, if you come out here and the Fed say, hey, look, we have to raise interest rates to borrow money because inflation is absolutely out of control. It turns out it's not transitory, and we had no idea what we were talking about. The next brief momentum you would have here, and the only reason I believe that down here around 20,000 that it would catch, is because just from the sheer amount of retailers coming in order to catch it at that discount. Not that they have 20,000 per coin, but typically at some point you'll see that it'll really look oversold. And then you'll have, even if the institutions are rebalancing in the stock market, they're not going to lose control of Bitcoin by letting it consolidate for that low for too long. And I believe this is one of the reasons why we had the shortest bear market in history last year, is because retail was running in the crypto market at record speeds, and they're not going to lose control of the asset. Same thing with like a Dogecoin or Ethereum, all these types of coins that hover around the top 10 and stuff like that, they're not going to lose control of those coins. So you'll see them come back in sooner than what they've historically done. So that's why I think that we've kind of shortened the cycles in bear markets or crypto winners, but this will be a good test to that theory. But yeah, so I'm still saying $20,000 Bitcoin. That is, I stand by it. We'll see. I have some wagers out there, but I stand by those numbers. So we will see. If we get the breakdown with the Feds, 20K, here we come. But again, we'll see. The reason why we're not $1 yet is because we have many copycats and haters. Look how many knockoff Dogecoin. It's crazy to take a few off their market caps and add them together. Yeah, I did a video on this a while ago. I personally believe, well, I kind of know Dogecoin is responsible for the growth in the crypto market. 65% of all crypto holders own some Dogecoin. These new coins that popped up over the last few months, especially since around like May last year, the next Dogecoin stepbrother, Dogecoin's half sister, all these kind of coins, trying to get like momentum and all that kind of stuff from Doge. This all, because people typically, A, they lack patience, and B, they have shiny object syndrome, right? So they don't have the time to they're not going to invest time to learn cycles. And, they're not going to, be patient with it. So they're going to look at something, okay, what's similar that can kind of get me the same results. Okay, Dogecoin is 15 cents right now. So I'm only getting, this many for like $1 or whatever. But if I buy this, if I buy Dogecoin's half brother, stepsister, it has 8 zeros in front of it. So I can get $1 billion for $1. And, and if that goes to 1 cent, boom, I'm on the Forbes list. And, when you have a bunch of that in the market, yeah, it's going to, cause a spread of funds out, because that's one of the advantages that Doge had last year around this time is the type of foolishness that we have in the crypto market now, we didn't have. So if you were saying, I want to look at certain assets to invest into, the money was more focused. So now it's certainly spread out and it's a lot thinner, which is one of the reasons, even if we do have that correction in the market because of the Feds moving the money out, a lot of these coins aren't going to exist anymore. I have an entire video called, I'm not going to get too far into it, called the crypto consolidation. So a lot of these coins are going to go poof, because it's BS. And when the money dries up, you're going to actually see what the market is actually made of. So these coins that have substance, leadership, utility, and vision, those are the coins that are going to survive. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not I'm not optimistic so much on, I'm not gun ho as far as like on the market. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't kind of correct. So that's certainly a benefit of it. Who would actually waste their money on knockoffs? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You literally say literally a lot. Yeah, I know. I have a few words that I say a lot. Literally. So well, I'm not going to give all of them, because if I do, then everybody will pay extra attention. But I know that there's a lot of words that are some of my favorites, I'll say. It's not rocket science. Everyone is all over the place instead of focusing even a slot. If the main YouTubers finish with Dogecoin before you go hard everywhere else. Yeah, again, yes, the money spreading thin. So I'm a foreigner and need subtitles. Thank you. Please type text on the screen. Wow. Yeah, I can't. Okay, well, I guess you can't understand. I responded to that earlier, but me typing at what I say, that's not feasible at this moment. So I'm not going to. I got you next time. I'll figure it out. But that's not feasible for me to type and talk like this. No, I'm sorry. So I got you next time, though. Let's see. It's like how I like saying always a lot. Discerning King has just hit the reverse fib zone, so be ready. Absolutely. I appreciate your TA, Discerning. One of those whales on Robinhood. Hold on. Let's see. Can I switch to a Doge chart? Yes, I can. Let me go here. Dogecoin. Oops. I'll do 1 year. There we go. There we go. Dogecoin chart for you. Let's see. Do you guys? So happy the vault trolls are gone. Yeah, yeah, me too. See, Bitcoin has big boys in the game now. They're not going to lose money for long. Yeah, no. Bitcoin is they're gonna pump Bitcoin. You can believe that. You can believe that. Did I say my prediction for lowest Doge? Yeah, historically the numbers on an extreme correction would put Doge from its all-time high and the window, and just doing the averages historically for the crypto market, that will put Doge at an extreme correction of at around 12 cents. Retailers can come in and again start creating upward pressure, but the next level of support, because we also had those gap ups, which are similar to what I was just speaking on about Bitcoin. That will put us in the 6 cent range, 6 to 8 cent. But again, retailers can come in at that point and start buying in and create that resistance, and start, at least creating like some higher floors. But historically speaking, I'll just say 6 to 12 cents in that range. That is the lowest. Let's see. I agree with it not going too low because they want control. Hedge funds are playing games with crypto because they are scared they're not going to be paying out a lot of money soon. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have mass corruption in the market, and then something like crypto booms that is really unregulated compared to the stock market. Yeah, if you're asking for them to run wild. So, which I believe is what's exactly what has been going on. Let's see. Matt Wallace, Mike Miles, Lucy, you. I watch every one of you guys' videos. I've been in this when Matt had like 8 viewers. I've been in since 0023, over 3.5 million. I'm ready. Let go. You ready to let go? Okay. You do great work. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. My bags are packed. I'll say that much. Yeah, I think that because I hope that people don't lose like patience in Dogecoin. Everything has cycles. If you go to my homepage on my channel, you'll see that I created like a wealth flow chart that literally shows the influx of money in and out. So and I'll say this, if the interest rates rise in March or April and we have institutions pull out of the crypto market and we get that break to the downside, especially in Bitcoin, and it starts hitting those lower numbers, my favorite coins, Doge, obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, I'm buying like crazy. Like absolutely, like the absolute most I can afford to purchase, I'm doing that. That is when, because like that typically when you buy on like those consolidations before something takes off, that's when you don't necessarily have to chart watch every day or buy something, worry about like DCA and all that, because on the next bull run, you're so far in the green, those swings don't even matter. I started buying Doge at 2 cents. Most of my coins, I think my average on Robinhood is like 5 cents. So even on these swings, I'm still in the green. And that's ultimately the position that I like to be in. So if we do get that break to the downside, I'm not going to be out here crying on YouTube, like, with sad faces and little, tears and stuff like that on thumbnails and all that. I'm going to be like, buy the dip. And that's all I'm going to tweet. Buy the dip. You guys can do what you want. I'm telling you what I'm going to be doing. So my bags, your bag's going to be packed. Yeah, my bag's going to be packed too. I'm going to be loading up. David, I love you, man. You tell it like it is. Cost average, hold, and use your coins with all of our partners that start accepting. Absolutely. I appreciate you, Michael. Thank you. when you think Tesla will make the announcement of accepting Doge for vehicle purchases. So here's my thing with the Tesla. So I know that they're integrating it into the website, which is great. And I've said this probably like 4 months ago, right? When it comes down to it's great for in terms of credibility, right? But the truth of the matter is, most people that are invested in Dogecoin, they can't afford a Tesla. So it's not. It's more practical when you say, okay, Tesla merch or AMC integration, Walmart integration, things that most of the community can actually engage in. Most of the community can't buy a Tesla in Dogecoin or dollars. So it looks good, sounds good, great catalyst, but as far as for it being actually executed upon, not so much. So I think that we'll probably get it sometime this year, but it's not one of the bigger catalysts that I'm focused on just because of that, just because of those reasons. See, one of the things hedge funds are missing though is buying, pumping, and dumping is just giving the average person the end. Ironically, all the poor people aren't going to be so poor anymore. Now, will they? Yeah, I think that it's one of the things I've been telling the group. Everyone that's been in the markets or in a lot of these plays this past 12, 15 months, you've literally gotten like 5 years of experience in a year. So, that's, in my opinion, that's going to be hedge funds, Wall Street's worst nightmare is the fact that you're going to have a lot of investors out here, the highest number of retail investors in the market history, who are now experienced in markets, experienced in cycles, experienced in how to invest, what to do when they're in the red. And now you have all of these people who are no longer going to turn over their money to a hedge fund or to a broker and say, hey, put my money in the S&P for me and get me 10%. Most people are going to be like, hell, I can do better than that. So I'll just do it myself. So it's just going to cause some serious problems for them in the long run. Serious problems. I've been following you for a while now. You're still the most logical and reasonable YouTuber I follow. Keep it up, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you. Looking at Bitcoin here. Okay, let's see. Looking at Bitcoin history charts is the best thing to do. I agree. Also, people recognize hedge funds are monitoring what you tweet and they are studying your emotions. Give them nothing. Absolutely. I think that there's a video with Ken. I remember watching it a while ago, and I'm like 99.9% sure he said that they use psychologists when trading. So, and that for me, that changed everything when I realized. I was like, oh, okay, so the rabbit hole runs that deep. We are here playing, it's like psychological war out here. That's what kind of made me start looking at everything a little different and why I don't purely go off of charts. My TA runs a little deeper and I look at news and motivation and I try and look at where the money's coming from. And that kind of helps me articulate the charts a little better and I try and see what makes sense. Because when I saw that, they're pretty much using psychological warfare out here to get an edge, I was like, oh, okay. Those are the games we're playing. Good night. Good night. Do you have an opinion on how high Doge will fly with Doge 1 mission? I can't give a peak. And because you have like these ranges and stuff. I can say that the longevity wise, what I'm just hoping is that we move the floor up. So we're like on the next cycle, so that we have that literally that trending approach similar to what we did last year, which is great. As far as for a peak, it really just depends because I know that I expect us to have I expect us to probably, depending on how much momentum and stuff we have, I think that if, in the event we were around, let's say the all-time high, I think we'll have a sell-off if the event we are around $1, I'd probably say anywhere between like 85 and 95, we're going to have a sell-off. So it really just depends on the temperament because the biggest thing here when it comes to Dogecoin is because so many people actually own it and our temperament is a little different than institutions. So if we can be at close to $1 and we have that panic set in and everybody's like, oh my God, it's going through the floor. I'm not going to sit in the red again for another 6 months. So people start selling, 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 selling. And then you have that, that really huge crash. So it's one of the things that, we're going to have to study over the next few cycles to kind of get like just some basic data on how the psychology behind coins and stuff like that are dominated more so by retailers and institutions. So it's hard to say how high it will go, but if we do our part right, and especially with the catalyst and stuff going this year, I can definitely see it'll at least being over the all-time high, especially with the dollars. But as far as for the sell-offs and shorts and the amount of people that are going to panic, it's hard to gauge that. Hard to gauge that. Let's see here. Hey, David, I hope you look into XRP. I believe it's the most undervalued and expressed crypto out there. I believe it will 10 to 20x easily this year once the case is over or they settle. I haven't looked at, I remember you from last night, the other night. Let me see. I put it on my list to look at. So I got that right under subtitles for the guy that told me to type it in the chat. I'll put it on my list. So I'll take a look at XRP. Probably be tomorrow, but I'll take a look at it. Tesla is the first domino effect in the crypto game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Weekly RSI looks great for Doge. Just need to let RSI on the day cool down unless the M&M want to push it. Yeah. I think these ranges for Doge are pretty solid. So at these ranges, I'm not concerned, because shorts have kind of relaxed. They just know better than to let Doge catch momentum in the 20s. So, that's why they took the action that they did. But at these ranges, Doge is pretty solid. So I'm good with Doge on that. Oh, and I haven't said anything, but if you haven't liked the video yet, please give it a like. And if you want more TA from me, I do this every day. It's completely free for you to subscribe, and you can always change your mind later. Let's see, 80% of crypto price predictions are wrong, so don't listen to YouTubers like Matt Wallace and OG Crypto Daily Signals. All they do is hype it up, but David is more realistic. I'll never I'll never come on here and be like, I know exactly what's going to happen. If anybody knew what was going to happen in crypto or stocks, they'd be a trillionaire, and they do it relatively quickly. All I have is the charts and my previous experience. It's made me money. It's liberated me. So those are pretty much the best guess that I go through, and I share my reasoning behind it. I always try to not get on here and feed you guys, hype or just BS to try and like pump a coin and to the moon, $1,000 Dogecoin, stuff like that. It's the reason why, and in a way, I know that it's kind of hurt my channel growth because I'll put out something that's not necessarily bullish, and I'll be like, hey, look, we're going to get a break to the downside. And I see I can see in the algorithm how that's received, or on Reddit, if it gets ruled as FUD and stuff like that. But I'd rather be honest so that I can answer for the information that I put out 5-10 years from now versus, just looking like an idiot, because I stand on the information that I put out there, and I like to have reasons and validations for that. So, I appreciate you for this comment. Let's see here. Let's see. Mohammed is indisposed tonight, but he asked me to ask you about Arab Inu. Yeah, Arab Inu. I don't know. It's coming. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna get Arab Inu alive. It is coming, man. Arab Inu is going to the moon, or at least to out west. So I guess east in that case. So we're going to get Arab alive, and it's going to be a top 10 crypto. We're going to start working on it. I'm going to have to send Mohammed an email. I haven't seen him on the live since. I think you guys hurt his feelings. Let's see. That's why I love. That's why we love you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Don't let the hedge funds use their psychological tactics to try and divide us. Everyone is emotional about the amount of time and money they invest. That's why we love to stay unified, especially AMC. These are facts. These are absolute facts. I'm about to post to share your channel on Reddit. You're straight as an arrow. You are the DFB of Dogecoin. I appreciate you. Thank you. We should get some members happening. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. What about why should we hold? Oh, hold on. BlackBerry. Hold on. Let me go out because the chat moved up, so I kind of lost my place. What about why we shouldn't hold Dogecoin exchanges versus personal wallets? Well, when it comes down to holding, I mean, this is just my personal preference because I do both, but it really just depends on how long I plan on being in the coins, right? So if I'm long term, then especially like Bitcoin, most of my Doge that's not on Robinhood, then I take the liberty to pretty much put it on a wallet just because I wanted to kind of have it off of mainstream. So I use like a Nano. On the exchange, if I'm not long term or if I'm just for liquidity purposes, fast transactions, then I'll keep it on the exchange. So for me, it's roughly around an 80-20 split. But, that's just really comes down to personal preference. There hasn't been, outside of there being security issues and hacks and stuff like that. But again, that is, it's a personal decision. But, my number is roughly around 80-20. And it really depends on how long I'm in the coin. If it's a long position, then it's definitely going on the cold wallet. Let's see. Rogan became a member. Thank you, Rojogan. I appreciate you. He said out west. Yeah, I had to correct myself. Let's see. OG crypto wallet channel sucks. He always says cringe things, kinky winky, sheeby weeby. Oh my God. Thank you. Let's go, love the blue D for your name. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's not the blue D is actually for disruption, but it does kind of align with my name. So yeah, it's actually just like the logo for my channel. So I guess it could be both. Or the D for Doge, or it can be for Doge. Yeah, so it can be for Doge, David, or disruption. See, I didn't think. Yeah, there we go. You're giving me ideas here. Doge is coming up right now, and we need the momentum. Let's see, because this where we are now with Doge. Let me go. Let me refresh here to make sure everything's good. So yeah, where we are now with Doge, we've had some breaks. There's one break here, but we've gotten, like I said earlier, we've got a lot of bounces from where we are here. I'll put another line here. We almost came close here, but more often than not, we get bounces in this area. So, the target, again, 200-day moving average. That's our target so that we can go up here and retest. So, if we can do that without necessarily on the back of a catalyst or something like that, then we can, I think that we're going to have a great opportunity to challenge and surpass that 33, 34 cents mark. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. You made me laugh, so I subbed. It's the little things. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. See, we're going to knock out that 40,000. So I appreciate you. What is your Doge prediction for 2022? So I know because some people probably have been in here since I started going live. I don't want to repeat too much, but it really just depends as far as on what's going to happen around March or April. That's my biggest catalyst. I need to know what's going to happen with the money. With the catalyst that we have, I would like to see us at least test our top resistance level, which is 34 and around 43. I want to see us test both of those, and then I can start, um, start projecting for some of those higher numbers. But I'd like to see Doge, especially if we do get the market to turn around and we have that rally. I would like to see Doge up around $1, but again, I'm still expecting major sell-offs around that mark. So all-time high. I'm expecting fear to come in anywhere near like 70 cents. And certainly as we get close to $1, I'd say 85 to 94. Heavy fear. So it's hard to say where we'll close, but again, these catalysts that we have, and as far as for Dogecoin acceptance, has been growing rapidly. The Doge one, like we don't know, exactly what the planet that's going to be, what the actual rocket and stuff like all that's going to look like. It can do something really creative that can really just change the trajectory of this. So I'd like to say around $1 if everything goes well. I feel those short sellers and swing traders are going to screw us during the Doge One event. They're going to be out there and they're going to be active for sure. You can be like this. Hold on, let me go back here. This what we see here with Doge. So look at how they acted when we were going up to like 22 cents. You see this spike here to get Doge going the other way. So this is just on a 30% rally, low 20s. This is let me circle it just in case you guys can't see it. This here is the increase in shorts that we've seen to pretty much kill that momentum. If at Dogecoin is around like Doge One event and we start looking anything like this, you can best believe, you can best believe we're going to see some strong shorts come out. We've had celebrities and stuff like that come out. I even think Jordan Belfort was one of them. The guy from like the Wolf on Wall Street and stuff. He was saying that I'm pretty sure he said he's shorting Dogecoin. So we've had a lot of people, and especially institutions, have chosen their favorite, which is obviously Bitcoin. They don't want Dogecoin to be the cryptocurrency of the world. They're going to try, and you can best believe that they're going to short, and traders are certainly going to take profit. I'm going to be tracking the analytics and stuff like that around the Doge One, but I'll be on here and I'll be obviously calling it like I see it. So if we start getting some crazy numbers with volume and stuff like that, I'll relay that information to you guys and give you some things to look for. Because if the money starts to look funny, then I'm already going to know what's going to be up. So I expect them to try and kill the momentum, swing trade it, sell the floor from underneath it, stuff like that. So it's around that time. It's hard to ignore those catalysts. So for them, it's going to be like, oh, it's easy money. So we'll see. Hopefully just have a lot of catalysts coming in there and adjust the numbers to where Dogecoin is currently in the market, so that we can kind of gauge support and try and anticipate where we're going to get some bounces and stuff like that. But you are absolutely correct. They are going to come in like a shark when there is blood in the water. Absolutely. Let's see, 50 cents in the Q1. Let's go. Let's see. Do you think Elon will do a press release announcing Doge as official Tesla ecosystem currency backed by Starlink for verified transactions, ETC plus Doge One? That would be amazing. I don't know if he'll do something like that, because I know they've been trying to get him for pumping the markets and stuff. Anyway, I don't know how far he'll go as far as like his involvement, if he'll come out and do pretty much a Doge press run. But I know that in the event he's asked about it, he praises Doge and always kind of like puts it in the forefront. So I really just think that around that time we will get some positive press from Elon. I just don't think that he'll necessarily do a press release promoting Doge, but I think that because of the name and the hype and stuff that's going around it, he'll be asked about Doge, and then at that point he'll give out some information like that. But I do believe we will get some overall positive press from Elon at the Doge run. I just don't think it'll happen in that manner. Um, let's see. What's that, Mr. Mitchell? How long earliest latest scenario will last under 20-cent range, brother? Um, Again, we're going to need an actual either like a lot of volume coming in or just us removing the coins from circulation with something like an AMC. Because technically speaking, it's hard to gauge where Dogecoin would actually be sitting now. Because what we've proven is when it comes down to with Dogecoin is because of the high amount of retailers in it, it's easy to cause panic. So when you have like a 15-20% decline in Dogecoin, it sends panic. And people start selling or saying it's dead and stuff like that. When you have other cryptos or like even like a BTC and stuff like that, and you have that type of decline, they start buying more. And I think that with Dogecoin, that range as far as for timing is a little, it can take a little longer because we're going to need an actual catalyst, and as we build a utility to kind of create that momentum to go against like shorts and stuff like that. Because we see a spike in the shorts, it starts going the other way, and oh, that didn't last long, and you can just see the temperament and the comments being made about the mentality of the investors and how they feel about Dogecoin. So it just kind of lets me know that the timing is going to be a little different, and we're kind of going to have to wait on the market overall before we see Dogecoin's true potential. The catalysts and stuff are going to create spikes, but it's not going to be something to sustain it in the 20-cent range. So, the 15 to 17 cents, that's Doge's consolidation range right now. So, if something comes up or Elon tweets, we can have a spike up to the 20s, absolutely. But the consolidation range is 15 to 17 cents. So this is where we have return until we, start removing enough coins from the system to create some stability and at higher prices. So time wise, I can't really put a time on it because it really just depends on the market overall. I think Doge is no different than the other cryptos. It's going to trend with the market, and a tweet from Elon or a Tesla merge isn't going to break that cycle. So I think that until the market turns around, we're going to be in that 15 to 17 cent range unless we get like a major boost or catalyst or something like that that's going to make people be optimistic, because you now have news being out there that, oh, the satellite is in October. So that's, people aren't patient. That's a long run. So if you were going to say the satellite was going to launch next week or next month, people will be buying in and anticipating a rise. But because it's so far out, you're not going to see that momentum. If it's being promoted, I'm not saying it is, because again, I haven't verified it, but let's say it is in October, you're not going to see that momentum probably until like August, September-ish, because people are not going to be like, oh my God, I'm not going to buy now, even though it may be cheaper now and the best thing to do. But again, the temper of the market, that's a long time. So time frame, I can't give that to you. There's just a lot of variables out there. I just know that Doge wants to, it's comfortable consolidating right now in the 15 to 17 cent range. So we just kind of have to kind of see how it acts when the AMC announcement comes out, and we have that integration to see how many coins pretty much get removed from the overall space. So not sure, and I don't want to give you BS. So I hope you found that useful. Let's see. They some haters, absolutely. Let's see. Do I live stream every day? Not every day. It really just depends. But I try to. I've been doing a lot lately just because it's more interactive, and I can, get a lot of feedback from you guys as far as like what's the state of the market, and also gives me ideas on what to actually make videos on. I don't necessarily do it every day. I'll probably get like a schedule or something where I'll do it like every other day or something. So, but now the videos are pretty random. I do post just about every day, but the live streams are not every day as of right now. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, David, love you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. Do I think Dogecoin will ever get back to the top 3 cryptos by market cap? Yeah, I think Doge, even as far as like the market cap, I think Doge, um, I mean, well, not right now it's still relatively possible. I think the market is going to, expand. So all of these coins that are in top 10, hanging around top 10, in order to remain competitive, they're going to have to increase. Even just longevity wise, they'll have to obviously have to increase in market cap. So when we have these big catalysts that we have coming out and the growth of the coin, it's totally likely that Dogecoin is going to um, increase in value overall. So I think that we're going to see Doge, top 10 and rise again. I don't think it's necessary. Is it going to dethrone Bitcoin? No. Ethereum? No. But Dogecoin is what we're doing is by creating creating the utility around the coin is we're creating like its niche, like it's a little area that it's going to thrive in. So I think that that will always give Dogecoin a seat at the table. So I don't necessarily think that it'll, be, like above like a ADA or something like that, or Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it'll have its seat at the table in its place because they'll be doing similar things, but they'll have their own lanes. Let's see. Let's see. Will I need a BitPay wallet for AMC gift card, or can I use Coinbase? I have no idea what um, avenue AMC is going to use to accept uh, Doge. They may do something like BitPay. I know that's the route that Mark Cuban went. I have no idea what avenue they're going to use to accept Dogecoin. So kind of hard to say right now. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'll turn notifications on so I can watch wherever you do go live. Thank you. I appreciate you. What are my thoughts on Shiba Inu? Do I think that is dead? Um, I did a video on, no, I didn't do a video, but I did TA on Shiba just because of the amount of people I know that are invested in it. Shiba's at a unique point. It could very well be, it just really depends on how it reacts to where it is now, but it could very well be, I'll just say in trouble, right? I don't like saying things are dead, but it's in trouble. So where Shiba is right now, because this is the issue when you have gap ups, because people start celebrating and being like, oh, it gap Doge, and it's look, Shiba surpassed Doge market cap and stuff like that. Doge had a lot of resistance, and it did stair steps as far as for up, building points of resistance on the way up, which is why we're consolidating, which is why we had that consolidation at 25 cents, which is why we're having that consolidation at 15 cents. When you have um, things like Shiba, who has these massive gap ups, there's no support here. Like this is when you have this gap up here, no support, which is why it's easy for you to set up a lower high, lower high, lower high. And then you have this support here. This is Shiba must, absolutely must. It doesn't have to go up right now, but it must trend sideways now. Otherwise, again, here, massive gap up. There's nothing here. Nothing here. If this line of support here doesn't hold up, this 2878, what this line here that I had, this blue line you see here, this red dotted line, if this doesn't hold up, you're looking at a full retracement. And I said this on that live, full retracement is where you go back to the land from which you've came. So they must hold this line here. And that is one of the bigger issues that you have with these gap ups. People complain about Doge or even like a Bitcoin and stuff like that moving very slowly. Slowly is better because if you're running too fast to the top, you might flip over and fall down the other side. So, I'll just say it's not looking good. Not saying they can't hold the line. but they don't have to rally, but they're going to need to at least trend sideways and build up that support where they currently are. Otherwise, it's not looking good. I'll just say that. I'll let you come up with the verbiage for it. But it's just a matter of personal. Anything can pump. The community is, Shiba does have a large community, so I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's kind of where it is now. Shiba, it is. The good thing is, I'll say the good thing about this chart is it did bounce off of the support. It did kind of catch itself. That is the great thing. So, but you always have to be careful when you see these gap ups on a consolidation period. So you have to be careful with that. So hope that answers your question. What are chances a large company like Ford or Chevrolet saying yes to Doge? Interesting question. Let's see. So I don't know because even when I seen like the press release for like Ford and stuff like that, doing their electric cars and all that kind of crap, I don't think they're going to like lead that market. So, and they're always, especially now at this point, Ford is kind of reactive versus proactive. So I'd say probably after everything's been worked out with something like a Tesla or something like that, they'll probably come in and, adapt it. So I'm not going to say like it's not going to happen, but I don't see it happening in the near future. I don't see that happening. I don't think that's going to be on the table for them in the near future. So let's see. Do I foresee a dip tomorrow when crypto? Do I foresee a dip with crypto tomorrow when stocks open? It's highly possible. Again, I was looking at the easiest way to gauge it is obviously with Bitcoin, and again here we are at the line because most of these cryptos are testing their absolute support line here. So it's bounced off of this line a couple times. So if this doesn't hold up, we're looking at a big dip. But it's bounced like 3 times off of this line, so it could very well bounce again. Don't know. If this, we'll have to kind of gauge this. I probably say between 9 a.m. at 12 p.m. tomorrow. But if this doesn't hold up, again, you see what's here, and you see what's down here. So what is that? So again, we can get resistance in here. I'm not saying we cannot. There is a little bit, really light around 38, 37, 38. So again, Bitcoin going down $4,000 or $5,000 is still not good for the overall market. So if Bitcoin goes that far red, where the rest of the market is going to go. So it is very likely that we can have a red day tomorrow. I'll say that. Very, very likely. Okay, let's see. We are, I'll take a couple more. Let's see, will Dogecoin ever go to 5 cents this year? Great question. 5 cents. So even if we had the extreme breakdown, Feds raise interest rates, kind of try to fight inflation, and we go, let's see, Bitcoin goes to 20K, and we have we break the 12 cents resistance, and we go down to like 6 to 8 cents, right? So I don't think that Doge will be hard pressed to go that low, just because of the amount of catalyst that we have, and then at that point, people who are in at around 20 cents and do have their DCH, it'd be really easy for you to average down. And then also, if that were to happen, it would happen earlier in the year before some of the larger catalysts later in the year, especially like the Doge one. So it'll be really easy for even traders and people who don't necessarily care about the longevity of the coin to take positions on a coin that's going to be the first crypto in space at 5 cents. So, if I had no Dogecoin and the coin was 5 cents and you told me it was going to be the first crypto in space, I'd buy it. So I don't think that it'll be really hard pressed to get that low. Even the 6 cent support, I think it'll be hard pressed to get that low. I think buying pressure and stuff, at worst case scenario, we'll probably keep it at around like 8 or 9. I don't know. But historically, obviously 6 and 12 are the numbers, but buying pressure can always kind of tweak them a little bit. So I think that 5 is a bit of a stretch. So I hope you find that useful. You said 5 cents, all the channels should cancel. Hey, I gave the numbers a long time ago, last year, a long time ago. I put it in the community section. I gave the numbers for SNL like 2 months before it happened. I gave the correction numbers. So, people say all the channels should cancel. Yeah, it just depends on, I'm not going to blame them because most of them, they're going to talk about either A, what's trending, or B, I believe they're going to talk about what's trending, or B, they actually don't know how to do like technicals. So they're going to have to make content from a reactive standpoint versus proactive. And there's, something for everybody out there, but that is hilarious to why all the channels should cancel. that made my night. That is absolutely hilarious. Are you the guru? I don't know. I've never called myself a guru. I'm just an investor who shares his thoughts on YouTube. That's how I refer to myself. I don't think I'm any more special than the next guy. No, I don't think I'm any more special than the next guy. So I'm just the guy on YouTube that shares his thoughts. So liquidation price is 0. Great live stream today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I've been in the game since 0023. Trust me, I've seen all the moves. Let's see. Appreciate it. Okay, so I don't want to go too long tonight. If you guys are in the Discord, we can chat a little bit in there. I'm going to wrap up and do some research for some videos I'm going to release tomorrow. So if you haven't yet, like the video. Again, subscribe if you'd like. I'm still shooting for around 40K before the end of Q1. So if you'd like to help with that, you certainly can. I will see you guys tomorrow with the new videos, and we will chat then. All right. Have a good night, everyone.